So ignore the way I look. We did probably 8 or 9 kilometers worth of walking today. It was nuts. I don't know what we were thinking, but we had fun. Today's video is about this whole natural versus hospital versus induction kind of debate. I am so annoyed with people getting on YouTube and saying, oh, the only way to have a baby is natural, at home, you know, that kind of deal. I get it. At home, natural, 100%. If I ever had the opportunity to do it that way, I would 100% do it. If you can do it that way, by all means, and that's what you want to do, by all means do it. My problem is that people get on YouTube and they say, oh, it has to be done like this. It has to be done like this. I'm doing it right, and I'm the only one that's doing it right. Everyone else is doing it wrong. That's not true. Here's my problem. I've had 5 children. My first one, I was 17. I went into labor on my own. I labored for 12 hours, delivered her. I had an epidural, but that's pretty much it. I had stitches, I tore, you know, the whole 9 yards. My second birth, I went into labor at home. My water broke. I went to the hospital to have my baby. My baby was born still. There was no heartbeat when I got to the hospital. Had I been in a hospital setting when his heart stopped, probably could have saved him. But that wasn't what happened. It was devastating and heartbreaking. My third baby was, I opted to be induced at 38 weeks. Actually, I pretty much didn't have a choice. They were going to induce me at 38 weeks, whether I liked it or not, because of the previous unexplained stillbirth. Now, the stillbirth happened at 39 weeks and 6 days. There was nothing wrong with my baby. There's no reason for him to have died, but he did. So, my next pregnancy, as you can imagine, was extremely difficult. And by 38 weeks, I was begging them to cut me open, take him out, because I wanted him to be safe. I wanted him here. It didn't matter to me if I had to have a section. It didn't matter to me if I had to be on Pitocin. None of that mattered. All that mattered was that that baby was breathing. That's all. My fourth baby also was induced at 38 weeks. Again, for the same reason. An unexplained stillbirth happened before. I had a 50% chance of it happening again. My fifth baby was born at 37 weeks. He was not an induction, although she did strip my membrane. So I guess technically I was induced. But I never had Pitocin. I never had any of that stuff. I wanted to labor with him naturally. I wanted to have him naturally. And in the end, it became too much for my husband, and he opted for me to have an epidural. Whatever. Do I wish I had done it naturally? Not really. Does it change the way my children are? Nope. Not at all. Does it make me a worse mother because I had selected inductions and epidurals? No, it actually doesn't. Does it make me a worse mother than someone who had their baby at home in a bathtub? No, it doesn't. Sometimes things are out of our control. I am so tired of these YouTube moms getting on here, getting on their high horse saying, oh, it has to be done like this. If I go to 42 weeks and, 6 days, whatever, that's okay. Statistics say stillbirths happen because A, the baby gets too large and just runs out of room and that baby dies. B, babies are supposed to be born between 38 and 42 weeks. Once you hit 40 weeks, the placenta starts to deteriorate and your baby could suffer. Do you want that to happen to your baby because you want a natural birth? No. Do you want your baby to be born alive? 100%. I promise you, if you lost a baby at birth or shortly before birth, you would never preach against hospital births You would never preach against inductions. You would be signing up for an induction. I promise you, you would. It is devastating to go into the hospital to have your baby, to find out that your baby is dead. Devastating. I did not get to bring a baby home. I went home with empty arms twice. It makes me really angry because you know what? I didn't get a baby to bring home and put in his crib. My son would have graduated grade 9 this year. I did not get to attend a grade 9 grad this year. I will not get to attend his high school graduation. I will never see him get married. I won't get to see him have children. I never get to give those grandkids a hug. I don't get it. And the reason I'm so frustrated by it is because there's so many people out there saying, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. Am I pro-natural? Absolutely. If you can do it naturally, do it. If it puts your baby at risk, you're stupid. Don't put your babies at risk. It is heartbreaking. My baby died at 39 weeks and 6 days. There's no reason for it. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened, but it did. Instead of bringing a baby home and putting it in a bassinet, I went to the funeral home and picked out a casket. Instead of putting my baby in his bedroom, I went to the cemetery and picked out a plot. Not something you ever want to do. For goodness sake, ladies, if the doctor says we need to monitor your progress, don't let your baby go over 42 weeks, please. Bad things happen. We all want safe babies. If you can deliver naturally at home, however you want, do it. If you can't, that's okay. It doesn't make you any worse. If you're scared because you've lost a baby and you want an induction, push for it. You have to do what you have to do to make your baby safe. All you want in the end is a safe baby, a live baby. My sister had a hospital birth. Had she tried to have that baby at home, I would not have a nephew. He would be in a plot next to my son. It was touch and go. He had to be revived by the doctors at the hospital when he was born. Had she not been in a hospital, she would have lost her son. Like, this isn't funny. If you can do it at home, great. If you can't, don't feel bad about it. We need safe babies. We don't need all the intervention. I agree with that. But if you need the intervention to make sure your baby's safe, then you need to do it. By turning your back on the intervention, that's stupid. How many women used to die giving birth? My sister would have died. My sister would have died. Her son would have died. Had they not been in that hospital, they both would have died. I just think people need to start thinking about what they're saying before they say it. It's okay not to have your baby in the hospital. It's okay if you need intervention. It's that simple. Thanks.